Sure, welcome back. As you already know, I'm Ishmail, or if you don't already know, then go away and watch the first video, or else you will be so lost. So, continuing on learning the language of Suckinese, I told you we would be studying on blends today, but there are still some things to do with vowels that you have to learn first. So I'll remind you what we learned about last week. We learned how to pronounce the vowel sounds, the two main rules of Suckinese, and we learned about double vowels such as two O's together. You just treat that as one O, or if you've got two A's together or two E's together or whatever vowel, you just pronounce that, you just treat it as one. So that's what we learned about last time, but what are we going to learn about this time? So we're going to learn about two vowels next to each other, like that are not the same vowel. Like, for example, we learned about two vowels of the same vowel next to each other, like two O's or something. But this time we're going to learn about two vowels next to each other that are different to each other, like an E and an A, or an O and a U. So for this video, teaching you about two vowels next to each other, I think I'm going to actually use a piece of paper to actually show you, or else you might get a little bit confused. I'm telling you about all these letters that you can't actually see. So just wait while I go and get some writing implements. So we're going to have a look at the word beat, since that has two vowels beside each other, the E and the A. So what you basically do is, so you know how when it had two vowels of the same thing, you conjoin that all into one vowel. Well, basically what you do here is a little similar to that, but it's kind of the opposite, and it's kind of weird. So first of all, you've got to pretend the second vowel isn't there. So we're just going to cross that out for now. And you have to pretend that all the sound comes from the first vowel. So it's called beat, and we're pretending that the A is completely silent. So you are not allowed to pronounce the first E like so how you would actually pronounce it in the normal word beat, you pronounce it like E for beat, but you're not allowed to pronounce it like E because that's the original word. So you've got to pronounce it either E or, yeah, that's the only other way you can say it. So you've got to change that to E. Now we've got the sound of the E, and we're just pretending the A's silent. That's when we bring the A back. And you can pronounce the A however you want. A, or A, regardless of the original word. So you've got that as, this one here is pronounced E, and then this one you pronounce however you want. So it could be beat, beat, or beat. They can clearly hear how it's spelled. So now we're going to move on to a new word. How about the word you? So the word you is kind of confusing. It looks kind of confusing, but it's got exactly the same rules. So, yeah. So the second U is silent. So for now, we're going to pretend that the second U is silent and it's not there. And we're just going to focus on the O. So the sound was U. So, and we're pretending all the sound just comes from the O and the U doesn't have a pudding. So we can't pronounce it like oo, we've got to do O or O. So we're going to choose O. So now we've got our O sound, that's when we bring the U back. So the O sound is O, and the U So what are the two sounds the U can be? The U can either be oo or ah. Obviously, we know that, so sometimes the U can be a bit confusing. So the U can be a bit confusing because it can either be it can either be oo or ah, and the ah is also one of the A's things, and the oo is also one of the O's things. So obviously that's a bit confusing, but basically, if we do ah, that will look like it's spelled Y-O-A, and we know that it's not an O because we've already said the O sound here. And if that was an O as well, then we would have just said yo or yo, because we would have conjoined the two O's into one thing. But since this is a separate one, we know it's not another O. And if it doesn't sound like an A, then it's going to have to be a U. So instead of doing your we're going to say your oo. And that is how you say the word you. Technically, you could say your but then that would look like it had an A, because it would be a bit confusing. So it's more helpful when you say the word you that you say your oo. So you just got to think about that when you've got a letter U. Are you going to choose oo or ah? Which one would make more sense in the circumstance? So yeah, that's how you say the word you. So we're going to do another word just to get yourself used to it. So we've got two vowels together, and first we've got to pretend the second vowel is silent. So we'll get rid of that temporarily, and we're pretending that all the sound comes from the A. So this is the word made. So obviously this is an A sound here. So we've got to change it to ah or ah. So I'm going to decide that we're changing it to ah, but you could change it to ah if you wanted to. Obviously, you get to decide. They're both A sounds, but I'm choosing ah. So far we've got this one as the ah. Now we've got to bring the I back, now that we've sorted out the A sound. So, the sounds an I can make is or I. So it's or I. I'm going to choose So we've got the sound for the A, which is ah, and the I is going to sound like So we can say ma'id, and we've got the word made. You can spell any word as long as you know how to, you can say any word in Suckinese as long as you know how to spell it in the first place, and the people can just hear the letters and how you sound it out. So to end it off, I'm going to say a sentence. I'm going to say, you are a cool maid. So we've got, your oo, are, cool, maid. So you saw how I did a after every word, at the end of the sentence, and I sounded out each vowel as I just taught you.